Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Hi, sweet Wendy. Hi, everybody. You guys ready? Ooh, baby. All right. Let's get this party started. Hi, Mr. Kelly. Hi, Justine. Hi, Adele. Is everybody holding up in this crazy corona? Oh, baby. Okay, so let's get this party started. Welcome, everybody. The benefits of working from home. Okay. All right, my friends. So let's get this party started. So today, I kind of wanted to come on and talk about. I just got done with 5 days, amazing 5 days online of the first ever online certified facilitators. And if you're like, wait, what's a certified facilitator? It's Access Consciousness Certified Facilitators. Hi, everybody. And it was really, really cool because never before had Access ever done a certified facilitator training online. And so what I will say is it was so much fun. Like I got to be at my computer at home, with my comfy clothes on, or I was sort of dressed up, and I got to be really engaged. And so many people have the point of view that if it's online and not in person, that it's not the same. And this was my eighth facilitators, right? Like literally, this was my eighth time. And every time I fly to Rome or fly to Florence or fly to Venice, right? And so this is the first time online, and I got to like scroll and see 375 of all of these people all over the world and translated in 20 different languages. And it was really cool because it was actually, hi Kitty, hi Janet. It was actually, I'm still cruising along. Yeah, baby, I love it, Kelly. The virus can't stop you now. So one of the things, hi everybody, one of the things that was really cool is that I actually felt more engaged in the class than in a live class. In a live class, I'm distracted. I'm looking at what everybody's doing. I'm watching what they're wearing. But this time I got to be like glued to the computer and, just be in the comfort of my own home and learn so much. And so one of the things that I wanted to sort of have a conversation with y'all about today is a lot of people all over the world are having to stay in their homes, and they're either overeating or they're bored, or they're unsure of the future. And all of that happens, right? And for those of you watching, what if there is a different possibility available? What if there's a different reality? And most of you that are on here that I can see popping on, I love you guys being here. And I missed you. Oh my goodness. I was in training every day for the last 5 days, so I couldn't get on live. I mean, I could have, but I was fried. And this was also the first time that most of us that did facilitator training, we didn't really have anyone to run our bars. So a lot of people went without bars. And if you're like, wait, what are you talking about? Go check out accessconsciousness.com, or you can also Google Access Consciousness bars. And so one of the things that I find people are panicking, exactly, Marlene, that's why I'm on here, because Yeah, panic is a possibility. We can definitely panic. And if you're somebody who is aware, and maybe you're an empath, maybe you're sensitive, maybe you're psychic, maybe you're an introvert, and even being an introvert, you can feel people freaking out. One of the things to do is we tend to address the freak out first, right? So we're like, oh my God, somebody's freaking out. Let me address the freak out. But the minute you address the freak out, you just create more density. You create more panic. You create more something to fight against. And so what I wanted to come on today and talk about is how do you use some and have some basic tools to get you beyond the crap, beyond the freak out, right? And so, Marlene, it's super easy to go, oh my God, everybody's freaking out. And so if you are that energy, everybody's freaking out. Guess what? You energize the freak out. You totally energize the freak out when you're like, everybody's freaking out. You energize the freak out, okay? But if you're like, oh, well, I still have a body. I still have a bed to sleep in, right? I might have lost my job, but is there a way, and a simple way, and a basic tool to get you beyond the freak out and into a possibility? And so one of the things that I always tell people, I've missed you too, Ola. Yeah, and so my friends, how do I say this? So I'm going to kind of do a little skit. I don't think Instagram can see me as well as Facebook. Maybe I'll use cards. But most people will, you like my Uno? So I've been FaceTiming and playing Uno with my son for a half an hour every night because with the thing happening, we've decided to keep him where he's been to not expose him. So one of the things is most people will pay attention. Hold on, I can't talk. I'm like opposite. Most people pay attention to the density, right? But always when there's density, there's always a space between. And very often we think that in order to create greater in our worlds, we need to address the densities first and the things we can see first. And what I want to invite you to do is, what if you could go beyond the density, right? And through the space, and actually ask this question. So if you start to feel people's panic, the first question you're going to ask is, who does it belong to? It's a basic tool from Access Consciousness. Go check out accessconsciousness.com. Who does it belong to? Okay. And then the second thing you're going to ask is, what's beyond the freak out? What's beyond the pain? What's beyond the fear? What's beyond? And usually what happens is when you ask what's beyond, instead of focusing on the density, it literally will take you to the space. And my friends, hello. And in the space is where the question is. In the space is where the lightness is. In the space is where there is no freak out. Hi, sweet Diana. Hello. Qué bien. I think that's in Portugués. Tanno que estudiar ato aquí. Yeah, I believe that's Portuguese. I can speak Spanish, but I can't speak Portuguese. Not yet. But what would it take? And so, my friends, the basic tools is, one, you want to ask, if you're feeling scared, if you're feeling afraid, if you're worried about your future, why don't you ask, who does it belong to? Because if you are psychic, if you're intuitive, if you've never known that you're intuitive, but you feel people pretty deeply, then chances are you're going to pick up their stuff, and you're not going to know if it's yours or not. So here we are, hibernating in the comfort of our own homes, and you guys can still perceive people. So I'm going to tell a little story, and I hope this helps. And so a lot of you know, as the founder of the No Judgment Diet, I used to go into total freak out about my body. Right? I used to think I was fat and ugly. I used to, and I weighed 96 pounds, and I'd be like, oh, I'm so fat and ugly. It's like somebody else had taken over. Clearly, it was not my brightest moment in time. And so one of the things that happened is I constantly would have this energy of like, I'm fat and ugly, I'm fat and ugly, I'm fat and ugly, I'm fat and ugly, I'm fat and ugly. I'd use the tool, who does it belong to, right? And return to sender, but 2 minutes later, it'd come back and go, I'm fat and ugly, I'm fat and ugly, I'm fat and ugly, I'm fat and ugly, right? And then I'd return to sender, who does it belong to? And I'd use the tool, right? And then it would still come back, and I'm like, oh my God, right? Well, somebody then told me, which an additional tool to who does it belong to, and it's a different tool than the Access Consciousness tools, but it's the same energy, which is, if you can't stop a thought, the thought isn't yours. Okay? And so I kept trying to return to sender, right? Knowing it wasn't mine, but there was something in it that it kept coming back, and it always felt like I was a victim. Does that make sense? And so my friends, if you can't stop the thought, it's not yours. So the tool is to stop it, because what we do is, let's say we've got like a pile of poo of our thoughts. I'm scared, I'm going to lose my job, I'm worried about my finances, I'm going to lose my home, how's my family going to survive, what I'm going to do, I'm fat and ugly, now I'm stuck in my house, I'm going to eat all my food that's in my house, now I'm really going to be fat and ugly, like whatever thought, like your pile of poo, right? You've got your pile of poo and your pile of thoughts that are freaking you out, and you're energizing them. Well, what you want to do is, like, most of the time what we do is we're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to like figure each one out. I'm going to have to facilitate myself. I'm going to have to call my therapist. I'm going to have to like sit down with my journal. I'm going to have to talk about all of these problems. You guys want to know the quickest way to get around your problems and to get around the heaviness and to get around the density is literally to like stop and go around it. We think that we need to address it. Well, when you address it, guess what? It's like that I'm using Uno cards as an example. When you address it, you just get more Uno cards. You just get more piles of poo. And then you have 25 piles of poo, not just 3 that you might have started out with. And then you're in this crazy town. So the quickest way to stop what's going on is to literally go, what's the quickest way around this? And so my favorite question is, what's beyond this? So my friends, yeah, hello from Hungary. Hello, Raid. Welcome. So my friends, this is about using basic tools. You can either do what everyone else is doing, which is go into freak out, or you can do what 5% of the population is doing and go, oh my gosh, I'm going to take this time to clean my house. Oh my gosh, I'm going to take this time to be happy. Oh my gosh, I'm going to take this time to, like, I'm finishing my book right now, and I'm like, I'm so happy. I mean, we've had a lot of changes in the business that we've had to negotiate that's taken a lot of time and meetings, but right. Wendy says that's an awesome visual. Kelly says, wow, I love it. And so my friends, here's the deal. If it's not light, it's not yours. And how many of you are aware of everybody scared? And so here's the deal. When you are the difference, when you are the raindrop in the ocean, right? When you are like the sparkle in the rainbow, then you become an energy that changes everything around you. But if you're reacting to, I can't believe everybody's so upset, you're just energizing the upset and energizing the fear. So I don't know what your situation is. I do know that I have been there. I do know that I wanted to kill myself. I do know that I was living paycheck to paycheck. I do know that the hard times in life where I was married to a very abusive alcoholic and got the crap beat out of me. So, you know, I have had a very hard life, and I know that the more I talked about my hard life, the more depressed I got. And so my friends, this is about not reacting to what people are choosing. But what if you could just go, wow, that's really interesting. What would it take to go beyond that? What's beyond the freak out? Oh, beyond the freak out is the earth is like happy everywhere. Beyond the freak out is the animals are happy. Beyond the freak out is you don't have to deal with stupid people because you can stay in your house all day long, right? And so there's all of these gifts and possibilities, and it's really cool. I started the live just talking about how I just got done with 5 days of an online class that's never been facilitated online. Why? Because it was believed that in person was always better. Well, this was the Access Consciousness Certified Facilitator class, right? And so every year for 8 years, I've flown to Europe to take the class in March. And this year, because of the quarantine and because of what's going on all over the world, we decided to all do it online from the comfort of our homes. And everybody was like, this was the best class ever. And so I'm really excited because Foundation, we've got access bars. You can look up accessconsciousness.com, but access bars, and then there's the foundation. And right now, my friends, now more than ever, these tools can literally save your life. These tools can give you a different choice. You can either go for the lightness, which you think is impossible, or you can go and spend all your time in the pile of poo and the density and all of that stuff. And so if you want to check out Foundation, I'm actually going to be live streaming it, not live streaming, but like you are online, we get to see your face, we get to facilitate, we get to give you these amazing tools that can help you go beyond the crap and into possibilities. And if that's something that you would, hi stranger, and if that's something that you would like to just have tools, not just for now, but tools that will give you the ease. So you can go to the foundation. I believe it's Access Consciousness /the foundation. We can put a link in here too with some videos. But check it out. There's people all over the world doing it online. It's never been offered online before. It's always been an in-person class, but since the world is inside, we're coming to you instead of you having to come to us. And, you know, this will be my 8th year facilitating these classes. I've probably facilitated over 100 foundations. And every time I do, I watch people's lives change. I watch the light bulb go on and go, oh, I'm not as screwed up as you think. You are not as screwed up as you think. So my friends, now more than ever, it's about going back to the basics. And the basics are to ask questions. If you start feeling off, is it yours? Right? If you start being like, oh my God, I want to eat everything in my house, is it yours or is it your neighbor who uses food to medicate, right? Yeah, so Justine says, I'm thinking of taking Foundation with you because how cool would that be? But I'm a hands-on learner, so I wonder if you think Foundation online would work for that type of learner. Don't know enough about Foundation to know what kinds of things happen in that class. Well, there are some body processes, and you know, if you have someone that wants to take the class with you, and it's someone that lives in your house, and you guys want to take it together, you can. I totally am a hands-on learner, Justine. And what I can tell you based on, you know, the stuff that you've done with me online, I would just ask a question. And the question could be, if you choose to take it, yeah, what will the future look like? And will this contribute to where you are now? You can also ask, will it make me money? A lot of people look at stuff, they're like, oh my God, I'm spending money. And I always look at, like, when I took my first Foundation, I could not afford it. Because I could not afford to take Foundation. I like borrowed money from this person. I put this much on a credit card. I took money from my business. Like I literally like took and pieced money together and I waited for the Foundation. And within a month, I had tripled my income. And I was doing the same thing. But it gave me the tools. And so Justine, like the class is actually online, where if you've ever been on a Zoom with me online, we're actually, you have to be on camera and I get to play with you on camera, which is really amazing. So, you know, feel free to reach out to my team if you have more questions. It's a great question. And you just want to ask a question, what will your future look like in 5 years if you take it now? What will your future look like in 5 years if you wait? And just see what's light. You could also register for the class and see what that creates in your world. So I was going to pull up, if I can do it, I'll pull up, there it is. I'll pull up the profile so you guys can take a look, and you can do it online. You just have to be on camera. And if you're camera shy and you're like, nope, not going to do it, then we suggest waiting till an in-person class. But if you know now is the time, then what do you know? So, and Justine, if you do have more questions, reach out to Lindsay. You can reach out to me as well. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Right? Ooh la la, play and touch me, baby. You got it, Kimmy. So if that would be fun for you guys, yeah, we can do energy work. It's not the same, of course. The body processes that you learn in Foundation are truly life-changing. And if you have someone that is in your space, you can grab them for the processes after class or during class, and they can run the stuff on you. They just can't be part of the entire class. So hopefully that answers your questions. And what I want to go back to, my friends, is back to basics, which if it's not light, if it's not yours, most of us are trained to pay attention to heavy. Most of us are trained to pay attention to the density, and so we make the density more significant. What I want to invite you to do is, what's light, right? What's light? And if it's not light, then don't do it. Don't buy into it. Don't go down a rabbit hole. Like yesterday, I was really intense, and I was like, oh man, I'm intense. And it was like, okay, so instead of resisting the intensity, which just made it more dense, I started to go, oh, what if I could just like enjoy the crap out of the fact that I'm really intense right now? What if I could just enjoy the crap out of the fact that I might be frustrated? What if I could just enjoy the crap? And so, my friends, this isn't about pretending to get you somewhere where you're not. This is about using tools to empower you, right? Access is all about empowering you, using tools. Yeah, and if you're like, oh man, I need 4 days with you online, Pia says, you are light to me, baby. Maybe I'll show some skin online just for you. So the benefit of doing it at home, you never know what somebody's wearing on the bottom. Right? It's kind of funny. We had this running joke, and actually I feel really bad. There was somebody sent me a video of a lady who was on an online Zoom, and she didn't know her camera was on, and she went to the bathroom while on camera, and everyone in the class, there were like maybe 8 people on screen, and everybody's like, oh my God, she's going to the bathroom, and she doesn't know everyone can watch her going to the bathroom, and she realized it. And oh my God. So warning, we will give you warnings. Your camera is on. Don't go to the bathroom while your camera's on. Don't leave your sound on while we're in class. And yeah, I mean, I will say that my experience of this online class with 375 people from all over the world, 375 people from all over the world online. We got to see every single one of their faces. It actually changed my world more than any other facilitator class I'd ever been a part of. And you actually get, I don't know, there's like almost even more special attention. Anyway, especially the mic. Oh, I love you guys. So I gotta go. I hope you have an amazing day. I will be here tomorrow on another Facebook Live. I plan on being here all week. And we're just going to use tools and talk about tools to get through these hard times. And, you know, one of the best medicines in the world is to, one, move your body. So if you can't leave your house, like put on some music and do a little dance, even if it's in your underwear. And the second one is to laugh. Like, play comedy, find things that literally just like you crack up so hard. So no peeing your pants. Love you too. Yes, it's true. I did pee my pants one time. I was with my friend Kimmy in Canada, and we were playing glow in the dark, what do you call it? Putt-putt. and I totally blurted out laughing with my son and my friend, and ended up peeing my pants. Yeah, it was fun. It was funny. So my friends, tools to make you, so foundation and pants is optional. Justine, that's all the reason to come to foundation, because foundation and pants is optional. And if you can't do my foundation, you can go to accessconsciousness.com, and there's facilitators all over the world doing it. No facilitator is alike, but the manual itself has so much information. And if you connect with a certain person, go with them, right? If you like somebody's energy, go with them. Go with what's light, okay? Yeah. Online with Katherine is like being up close. I love you, Paula. So speaking of which, I have a class I got to jump on an online class on Zoom where we get to facilitate and change people's worlds. So my friends, I will be here tomorrow with another tool to help with the lightness. And you know what, my friends, find the humor. Like, get out of your own way and laugh as much as possible. I adore you all, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for being here. Bye for now.